We are live, kids.
Are we lying? Oh,
We
wow.
are.
So I'm in my feelings today, you guys. Raina Tees, we're coming to you addressing a subject and in the spirit and in the temperament of expression, just authentic expression, girl. Just emotional expression, honey. And we're going to talk about boundaries today and how the many different types of worlds that we live in, and sometimes how it's not okay to have everyone in the back of your world. Queen, Miss James Charles,
Ooh,
Miss Tati.
ooh.
If you guys don't know what's going on, honey, I guess YouTube is in shambles, as the kids are saying, and YouTube's upside down.
Okay.
The girls are outside of James Charles's establishment, estate, honey, with pitchforks. They're ready for the beheading. They're ready
Demanding.
for the public execution. And let's talk, sis. Let's talk about this because you and I, we were in full discussion before we even got on the video, and we were talking about how, like, what is going on today with people and their obsession with building people up to fame and stardom, and then just enjoying, the sadistic, just dethroning and snatching and canceling. It's like anything anyone says is problematic. Anything, with influence, they say is problematic. It's like people are just ready to tear them down.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that? What do you want to
I
share
mean, as far
on?
as that, that's like the bad side of social media is that it gives everybody a voice. It gives everybody an opinion. It gives everybody a sense of power, so they feel like they can cancel you. They can all get together and destroy you and create memes and make videos about you. It's like a winner takes all type of thing, you know. It's
Mm-hmm.
just, yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. But I feel like James Charles put himself in this situation making very amateur and childish mistakes.
But what can we expect of her? Raina, she's a child. Well, she's not a child, but she's not even technically legal to drink,
Well, he's over here
sweetie.
dealing with adults and spilling his tea to adults and bringing adults to his world, adults who have their own, a created platforms that they put him on. You know what I'm saying? So when he's over here doing things or around these people, it's just, yeah, that's where this comes from, is him putting this woman in his world, you know.
So let's get into it and get to the meat and the potatoes of this video now. James Charles, girl, if you don't know who that is, a makeup artist, and well, he is a makeup artist and YouTube influencer. Girl, she's been on CoverGirl. She's kind of, game changed in a way for her lane. And Tati was kind of like the godmother from her saying and her, you know, recent coming out. In her video, she's talked about being the godmother and kind of paving the way for his career and opening the doors for him and being that sort of that legality overlook, that very Queen of Swords energy to make sure that, yeah, girl, you're making the right deals for the right choices and everything like that. So that's the type of relationship that they've had just recently. Well, honey, months and months and months have been going on where the girls have just been making James Charles out to be as problematic as they possibly can. I recently heard about, just through the grapevine, girl, I don't follow this stuff, but just through the grapevine, that she said something about her experience and her time and her kind of being the one who opened the door or paved the way for influencers from the platform of YouTube to go to the Met Gala ball. And the girls were up in arms about it, and they were just like, "Girl, get over yourself." And they read her and they dragged her, and okay, like Kiki. But then just recently, Tati came out and spoke about her relationship with him and kind of spoke about him changing and how fame and money and all these things changed him, and she's not seeing this person anymore. The person that she once knew anymore. And I feel like I want to address both people in this situation because I feel like Tati, okay, let's start with Tati. So Tati, you took her under your wings. You wanted to see the best in her. You wanted, to believe in her and all of these things. But it's like, yes, you still have to take into account that there was a huge age gap, And though you guys had a very intensive and collective relationship through business or about business and about being an influencer in the YouTube community and things like that, you still have to take into account that this queen, 17, 18, 19, her synapses, her neural synapses haven't all the way fully developed and connected. She's not thinking about, the position of role modelship and power. She's just been exposed to the life that, girl, did you have it at 19? Would need to be out here kind of taking all the candy from the candy store, doing whatever you think you can, your ego just as big as, a flying balloon. Like, I think sometimes we get into these positions of like, just because we see these people on YouTube and they have these platforms and they're getting these deals and this and this and that they're the next Gandhi, that they're the next, the bringer of world peace and deserver of the Nobel Peace Prize and all this. And it's like, no, especially not in you guys' community. I'm just going to have to say, not in the beauty guru community, because, it's just as Shark Tank as any other industry could possibly be. It's very cutthroat. It's a lot of politics. A lot of y'all hoes are fake as fuck, and you're fake with each other, and you just ride on the tailcoats of each other until you can get to the next, stage of where you need to be, and then it's like, okay, see you in the rear view mirror. I'm not saying everyone is like that in your industry, and I'm not accusing you, Miss Tati, of being that. But I do feel like, this almost in a way, this direction that this queen was taking was just going to have to happen. It was going to have to run its course. Like James Charles was going to have to be at 17, 18, 19 as a gay male, problematic and messy. And it's just, that's a chapter that comes, it's just a chapter that I think us within the LGBT community, we know that we have to experience and learn from and make the mistakes from, because guess what, sweetheart? Your role, your traditional role was paved already for you, okay? You had the choice to either contribute to that and be a part of that or pave your own way. We don't get that choice, okay? We don't get that choice. We don't, yes, in 2019, girl, going into the 2020, things are a lot different. Conversations are a lot more open about sexuality and being yourself and being liberated and beautiful and all these things, but where it has come from for our girls, because you're in your 30s, okay? So you know that it wasn't always like this. It wasn't like always this type of dynamic that you could even go and take a young gay male under your wing and still get the brand representation and the career and the acknowledgement from society that it's now the thing to do. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you have to take into the account in understanding that child is alien. That child's lifestyle is going to be alien to you. And in the video, I think you using that because of what happened between you guys' personal business relationship, I find it a little shady. I find it just a little shady. Now, I'm not pardoning or condoning the behavior of what she is accused of doing. Basically, Tati, you're out making it seem like, Miss Thing is out here predatoring on 14, 12, and 13-year-old boys. You know what I'm saying? A lot of James Charles's commentary about going and turning out straight boys and going over here, and she's gonna go to the club and go to the camp and this and that. It's like, I'm not gonna say that's normalized, but it's like, honey, we would have to sit and have a kitchen table talk with you about what being gay and being attracted to the masculine gender even kind of means for us. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's not to say that all masculine men are naturally straight, but naturally straight men are associated with masculinity. And if gay people or gay men, for instance, are attracted to masculinity and the dominant category frame for those girls are straight, yeah, we're going to be kind of looking at them, And again, this is not me condoning any sort of predatory behavior, and if he is out here, tricking the youngsters and stuff like that, I'm not condoning any of that. But I think for you to kind of go in and use that and weaponize it as like, now going into what, and I'm going to just say this last little piece because I want to throw this in too, going into what Tati's recounting of that instance coming up and that conversation coming up about turning out the straight boys and getting all the straight boys and ooh, child straight boys. James, Miss Queen, like, girl, get it together. Like, who does that? That's very tactless, very classless. You don't. I'm sorry. You don't get around a bunch of people in a dining or festive, a regalia. You go up in regalia and just events and grand representation events. You don't come together in a situation like that and have those type of conversations. Like, I think you need to learn and maybe miss the lesson on public etiquette, on where there's a time and a place for everything and a crowd and a scene for everyone. And girl, if that's your goal, if you want to just go fly in the free flag, honey, there are plenty of swinger clubs and all type of things to do. And girl, maybe you've had your merry-go-round on that. But to bring that to those girls' world, okay, Tati and traditional, possibly conservative white women, like, that's just a no-no, sis, or sister, as they say. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. That's a boundary that we just learned early on in our umbrella, under our umbrella, that those girls are not ready for it. And it doesn't matter how progressive things become or how many alliances or how much they love us. And that's just, you don't have those conversations like that. You just don't. So what is your take on all of this? As I kind of shared and dominated the conversation, but go ahead. I'm curious as to your thoughts on the whole thing because we both watched the video.
Yeah. I mean, as far as like what Tati said, I just feel like James Charles, and this is because he's young. He was young. He was 17. He didn't know. He grew into his young manhood with this lady. She was his mentor. So I feel like he didn't have other. Well, I guess he probably did have other friends of his, but I don't know, like, what he's in a unique situation, being around adults, and being around this lifestyle that they created.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, yeah, it was his mistake to confide in her as much as he did and to share with her like he would one of his guy friends that's his age. I feel like, everything has its place, and that is a amateur mistake of him being so young and not experienced. You don't talk to women about your escapades with heterosexual men, honey. That's not something that you do, because that will create a red flag for them. It naturally would, because heterosexual men are, it's kind of like assigned to them. Heterosexual men are assigned to straight women, which is what she is. So when you, as a gay man, start saying things like that, like, oh, you trick straight men, or trying to turn straight men out, it's gonna raise a red flag to this woman. Okay, she's
Mm-hmm.
going to feel a threat, or she's going to feel like that is a problem,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna be extra for her. It's gonna be more emotional for her as a
Mm-hmm.
woman. Okay, so it was your mistake of thinking that you could tell her such explicit things and
Right.
think that she would be okay with it, that she wouldn't use that as a weapon to turn on you. Okay, because she said this, the receipts are stacked. That's what she said. So I don't know what
Yes,
type of
she
text
did.
messages she has. I don't know what type of pictures she has, what type of videos she has, or recordings of you saying what. And I feel like, yeah, you could be 19 years old and out here sucking all kind of dicks and paying tens, like the finest of the finest, for head and all of this, whatever. Do you, sis? But like,
And I want to talk about that.
yeah,
I wanted to go in on that conversation because there was this kind of angle that was taken in like, oh well, from Tati's angle, it's saying like, oh well, James Charles is out here like exploiting straight men and basically like exploiting them. And my thing to that is, and this is not me minimizing at all. Let's get into this. This is not me minimizing at all that heterosexual men have not been victims of sexual exploitation. They have not been raped. That it is somehow imaginary to their circumstance or their life. We have stories erupt in our times all the time of coaches and people with influence and power over, someone of they're in a position of superior to these younger and sometimes same age guys. And, these guys, this happens to them. Okay, this is not me minimizing those instances, but I think women also have to get with the times and understanding that the game is not just exclusive to them anymore. If you've ever, Tati, gone to a gay strip bar, most of the men dancing in most of the men dancing in there aren't sexually oriented or straight. A lot of them have girlfriends. Believe it, sis. Girlfriends, wives, don't won't sit with, will not be on a date with a man sitting across the table splitting the bill, but will be shaking their ass, shaking their peens, flipping and flopping, backing and forth, and topping for the coin. Now, does that go against question? Now, does that question their sexual orientation? Are they bi? Are they not technically straight? Are they, exploited or whatever you want to call it? That's a totally different discussion. But let's not act like, these men are not here taking the bitch, that these girls are not here taking price tags on their heads, I mean, virgins are selling their virginity online. Like, what's, where, like, the rabbit hole is deep. So I think to kind of come at that angle of like, oh, that in James Charles's case, that because he's using this and this influence and things like that. Now, if he's out here, girls, he's really, tearing the girls, like, oh, if you don't sleep with me, I'm going to ruin you, and I'm going to have a mob come, and I'm going to pay somebody to beat your ass, or I'm just going to, But if she's like, okay, bitch, I'll get you Nikes, I'll get you, drove means like clothes. I'll get you Nike, flashed out, I'll take you here, take you there. You want to go to Paris? You want to go to Venice? You want to be with me? I mean, I'm like, let's just add a woman into that equation, and she's living her sugar daddy life. She got sugar daddy, honey, sugar daddy teeth,
Yeah.
living the dream.
The issue is that's not for that woman to know. That's not for her to know about that lifestyle. That's not something for James Charles to be posting on social media that he's doing that. It's like you have to everything is not for everybody. Everything is not to be displayed or talked about to the world, you know?
And that's what James' mistake is. And I feel like
Yeah.
social media has ushered in that.
Yeah, you want to share everything. Shit, back in our day when we had our encounters with whatever young men, honey, that we didn't post about it because there was no social media back in our time. Okay, we didn't have, and even if it was, we wouldn't be doing that. We wasn't even talking about it to women or.
Bitch, we had MySpace, girl.
We did have yeah, we had MySpace, but MySpace
and Facebook too. Facebook was just coming out too.
Well, child,
but
yeah, Facebook, that was like 2011 for me. So
really, I thought you came out earlier.
Well, honey,
okay.
The girls really want to know, child. But yes.
When did she come?
No, I'm just saying it's tea that's not for them because James Charles needs to take pointers, honey. Yeah, that's not the tea for the girls.
No, she needs to take the pointers all the way to the house. Like, queen, not everything
needs to be said.
And it's like my sister was saying, at some point, and this is why, like, even me in my own life, like, I've never really pushed for being that girl on social media because I feel like people really, whether you ask for it or not, place you to a higher standard. That you're getting contracts, you're getting coin, you're getting deals, and like all of a sudden you're supposed to be the walking pinnacle of purity and bitch, of grace and all these things. And it's like I will rebel. It is natural within me to want to rebel and not hell fucking no. Not to say that I'm gonna be out here following this example that James Charles is, but bitch, it's like I know, and we know there is a time and place and a discussion and a thought form that cannot be shared. It's kitchen table talk only, or it's enough that we can give to the girls.
Exactly, and things that are discreet, honey. Because when you meet in with a guy on the low, honey, that's discreet. That's not for you to post or talk to your 36-year-old homegirl about. Okay, that's something between you and the person that you did the shit with, not everybody else. Learn how to have motherfucking tact. And I guess when you got your millions, honey, you didn't have no bitch sit your ass down and kind of break it down for you the mantle that you have been given and the power that you have wielded. I saw the movie Shazam yesterday, and it's a story about like a 14-year-old boy that is granted powers, and when he calls on his power, he becomes an adult. He's like a Superman superhero type of person or whatever.
You know my Shazam?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Okay,
I know her.
So it's like
DC,
that, girl.
She's DCT.
Yes. So it's like power comes. So you have to like learn how to handle her, honey. Like nobody got this boy together and taught him how to like just behave in certain environments. You want to be a messy queen 24/7 and be just loud and extra and about that life 24/7, girl. Like no, you have got to like reel that shit in. Especially if you got CoverGirl and all these PC cookie cutter companies.
Honey.
Yeah, cookie cutter companies, honey, over here funding you millions. Like I would be shook. I would be walking on fucking eggshells. I wouldn't want that. I honestly would not want that life. I would not want to be indebted to those major ass fucking companies. I would not want to be indebted to no fucking following that has an idea of me that's not real. Okay?
Right.
And then when they find out the truth somehow, your whole fucking world is
shattered.
They're ready to drag you. Yes, you're dragged, and that's
They're ready
it.
To drag you.
And bitch, shattered on the floor, a million pieces, girl, that you have to pick up now. How are you gonna? It's like, come on. The world is forgiving. Time forgives, girl. in a couple of months, maybe the girls will forgive James Charles and everything will start to build up again and he will regain his following. But it's like, you have to learn from this girl, okay? You have to be careful who you give your business to and what you do out here in these streets and who you do it with, and have tact about it. So that's what I have to say about that shit.
Absolutely. Bitch, sign up for etiquette school, girl.
Yeah, girls, sign up for etiquette. You know, so I feel like, you know, they both had their wrongs. You know, Tati was right on a lot of things, but she was also being petty with bringing that tea up. But
that was very petty.
It was very petty, but he gave her
the tea was Tati was upset about James making a shady, shifty move with another company, her anti company, you know, her competitor. And James, you're very shifty, but you never put that woman on your social media, but this woman has clips and video and probably pictures of you two together. She's always shouting you out on her platform and things like that. Like, that's very shady. Like, that right there, like, bitch.
Shady queen.
Yeah, like, the world is going to bring you back down a few notches.
It is. But you know, it's like, why is it that these girls, why is it the shady girls that always get the fame? It's always girls like this. I mean, you could look at this queen and tell that she's a shady, messy queen. And they are always the ones that are given the fucking platforms. They are always the ones that the girls gravitate towards, because you know what? A lot of y'all like that. The thing is, you want it in a light version, okay? And then when these people's real lives that are even more messy than the little sugar pop that they give you for 10 minutes on YouTube, now y'all want to fucking drag. But it's that messiness that's out there that's extra that y'all like, because y'all choose to make these motherfuckers famous. Okay, y'all put this motherfucker on, y'all put him on. Y'all the ones that subscribe to him, that got him to have that cover girl shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's y'all fault, because y'all like the messy ones.
So, but you were going on and saying more about how Tati felt Tati was wrong in that. Well, how James was wrong in that, because if that woman really put you on, she deserves a spot. She deserves.
He could have called her. If it was that serious, he could have called her.
Yeah.
He was wrong. He was wrong, and he probably.
And I think she took the Sugar Bear brand bill or whatever. I think that was planned. I felt like, you know, you were feeling your oath and you were like, you know what, let me make my own moves now. And you popped, because I feel like when you set off that red flag to Tati by talking about the explicit shit, the lewd shit. And see, I'm gonna be like that too though. I can agree with where Tati's coming from. Like, it is a ton of place. Like, girl, and I don't like getting in a crowd of like more than one other person, maybe two, the max. But like a crowd of 4 and 5, and like we like talk about sex with these people. Like, I don't like, sex is very intimate and very sacred to me, you know. So I think, you know, that like where she was, how she was feeling, like to sit at the table with your parents and to sit at the table with her, you know, her people, and to have you go in like that, and for her to have to call everyone and apologize on your behalf, like that right there was the crack in you guys' friendship. Like, she was not having it, you know. She was not having it at that point. And to know that that's how you get down. So I think she was possibly distancing herself from you, and you felt the distance, and you were doing your oath, and you went with this Sugar Bear company, which is her head competitor in the industry that they're both working in. And you were wrong. You know, you were wrong with that. You should have told that lady what time it was. You should have just told her, like, good or bad, like, if that's what you really want to do, you should. And she said she even would have given you a sponsorship on her platform. And quite honestly, Sugar Bear versus Halo, I mean, yeah, Sugar Bear is kind of geared and marketed towards the younger girls, but I feel like Halo would have possibly given you a cleaner, more pristine visage. You know what I'm saying? To kind of like be on the road of recovery towards all this drama and this problematic shit that is you, girl.
Exactly. And it's all social media related. Like the whole Ebola thing is you getting on fucking Twitter. You talk too much. Talk too
Yeah.
fucking much about everything, girl. Everything don't need to be said, girl. The girls don't need to know you like that. Especially when you have contracts, when you have to learn how to sacrifice certain things. Like hold back, bitch. Somebody like or get a fucking fake account and make a catfish account, girl, and release there. Like vent on there, girl. But on your real shit, like don't. The girls don't have to know how much dick you suck and who you pulled or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. Call your friend and talk to her on the phone about it. Like, it's just too much.
And don't even do that, girl, because with as much influence as you have,
the girls are recording,
you can't trust nobody.
Yeah, because the girls are recording, honey. You better ask Lovely T, honey. The girls are recording. So, yeah.
Lovely T.
Girl, write it down girl, you can't. I don't even know, girl. I don't even know, bitch. Keep it, honey.
I think you just, at that point, you have to sacrifice it. And here's something else that naturally has to happen. And this is for Tati to know and for James to know and any other bitch coming up in it. You have to rear your ugly. You have to bring your shadows to the light for you to really face them, for you to really look at them. Because you know what, James, that lifestyle is a bit problematic. If you feel that, that's what your calling is, to go out there and kind of like shit a nigga sexuality. Like, as you get older, you will come to find that it's like, I get where she's coming from, because bitch, when I was fucking young as fuck, bitch, I'm like, where's my bae too? Like, I want bae, and I want a certain type of bae. You know what I'm saying? Was it specifically, him being straight? No, I didn't put it in that category, but I also understood, like I said earlier on in the video, that straight men hold the title for masculinity.
They are the epitome, honey. They're what we all want.
They are the epitome. What is it like?
That
and he's
is
gay, so what?
But that's not. But that's not tea. That
Tati don't get that.
Tati should not have that tea, girl. Like Tati should not have had that tea.
No,
that was not her cup to have, honey. You cannot rely on her to understand or to, be like, yeah, I get it, or to be like, let's do it together, or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like
to cape for it.
Or to cape for it. No, she does not. Okay, so yeah, that was your mistake, Miss Thing. Over here trusting this woman, honey. This, like, she is, just clutching her pearls, like
clutching her pearls,
clutching her pearls and taking notes, honey, and having the only pillow talk with her husband about it, girl. Like,
what?
You know what I'm saying? This is a whole married woman, honey. Like, she's not from your lane, girl. She's not kin to you. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, over here giving her explicit details, like, yeah, you are just tactless, honey. You are just off the chain, and this just needed to happen because you have no.
It needed to happen.
Yeah, you have no type of like real back. The girls, like, you don't have no type of like. And I hope that this got it for you. I hope this really did. Because some people, they don't learn. Some people, and we know some people like that they have been just going through it for decades, honey, going through it, getting their ass whooped, honey, all type of shit happening to them over and over again, and the girls do not learn. Walking calamity, and it's like, is that you, sis? Is you a walking calamity, James Charles? Like with coin. And you having that coin, it can be a dangerous thing when you have that money. It's like a Kevin Spacey thing. Are you gonna be like a Kevin Spacey girl? And over here, you got 20 stacks. I mean, what type of motherfucker will turn that shit down? 20 stacks for 5 minutes of you giving him head. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got the millions to do it, but is he a victim? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what.
Is that gonna? And it's like even James said in his video, he has to recognize the trouble that shit can get him in, because the girls are so here for the clout nowadays. Like the
They
girls are just
are.
so here for the
They
clout
are.
nowadays that it's like you can't even.
Yeah, you can't play like that
Like
no more.
if I was where you was at, bitch, I don't know. I think I would have to close up shop on the boys. And when you get older, when you get to your bed and you're like your late 20s and stuff, it'll make more sense because you'll
Yeah.
realize.
But why
Right
not just get
now,
a boyfriend? Why not just get a fine ass 10?
girl, you cannot trust.
Or
You
just get
cannot
many. Then you
trust.
get over him and get another one. I would just have one. I would just have one and have many ones. You know what I'm saying? That are into me.
I'd be like Nikita, honey, and just have him paid for. Like, paid for. I'm sugar
Paid for a
mama.
10 and that's it. Like how
And
Brittany has hers. You know what I'm saying? A paid for 10. But all of this, like tricking boys and all of this, and having to talk to a motherfucker like and try to get, like, girl, stop it, stop it.
Stop it right now.
You don't need to do that, sweetheart. It's plenty of boys out. I know your DM gotta have at least one. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, girl. But it's the excitement, it's the thrill, it's the danger of talking to the guy that you just met at the bar or whatever, and you're James Charles, you got 5 stacks in your pocket, and you're ready to see what could happen with this boy, and it's like, where does it lead to, girl? How drunk are you gonna get? Imagine, and this boy is only 19. Imagine when he starts drinking, how messy he's gonna be. That's, you know what, Tati did the best thing to distance herself now, because him being an adult, I feel like unhinged would get worse. I feel like something would happen.
It is, yes.
Because putting alcohol into the equation.
Well, honey, so we have something of the light for the girls, don't we?
Yes, we do.
You're gonna lay the cards. Yeah. You're gonna lay the cards on Miss James.
On Miss James Charles.
JC.
Okay, so
JC.
What are we gonna ask the cards, girl?
Well, we didn't even give the girls our pitch, nothing. We just got right into it. If you're new to our channel, welcome to Rain and Peace, honey, bitch. We are the unhinged tea sipper girls on this side, bitch. That's right. We do magic. We do readings. Check out in the description box down below our Big Cartel shop information. Again, readings for the kids. Accurate. Bitch cards spilling all the tea. And spell work.
Yeah.
And spell work, bitch, and get into it. And yeah, if you go look at our other content on our channel, honey, you'll get the flavor of what it is over here. It's all of it on this side. Okay. So right now we're gonna do a reading on Miss James Charles. What is her future looking like? What is her future?
Let's see what
is it gonna be more problematic? Are we going to see some sort of predatorial tease come up, girl? Are the girls going to expose her?
Queen.
Yes. Oh. Give it a guess.
Queen.
Oh.
Queen. Oh, Queen.
James, it's not looking good for you,
oh, Queen.
James, it's not looking good for you, darling.
You know what? It's very questionable at the moment. But I'm like, okay, go off, cards. Go off, honey.
Let's see what they have to say. So we're doing a reading on James Charles. What is her career? What is her future looking like?
Girl, it's giving the story. She's giving story tease.
Let's get it, because we get all the reading
story time, honey. Get into the journey that the tarot takes you through. So the first card, the present position, is the Six of Swords, girl. So what are you seeing with the Six of Swords?
I feel like it might be saying either her career is going to be, she's going to be like, this is like banishment, because the Six of Swords is about having to leave a situation, like really,
shame,
like your refugee, shame. Banishment. This also could mean she needs to take personal time away herself. Because these girls went, like, y'all kids with this social media, and even you old girls too, like, this social media has become your new, like, reality and identity, and you get so caught up in the wonderland of it that before you know it, like, shit really becomes real. And I have no problem, me, myself, and I know my sister too, no problem shutting that motherfucker's bitch. YouTube could go down today.
Hello.
We don't have to make another video for a month, and we're still gonna eat, bitch. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to. No Instagram. We don't have to tell you girls where we at. I don't have to post a Snapchat to let a bitch know I'm beautiful and my mug is fitting. Right. I don't have to do none of that. And I feel like for a lot of people, like the Six of Swords is necessary when it comes to this world known as social media, bitch. Like, see, you were telling about American Gods and how
one of the gods is media.
Yes. So it's like we've given life, like with social media, it's like the new Jesus of our era. Like, I mean, we are like religiously all involved in and on this platform.
Yes.
So I feel like, James, like, girl, you need to take some time away to really reflect.
Yes.
And really get yourself together and stop trying to be in the midst of damage control and fixing all this and doing that. It's too much. What are you feeling with this one?
I completely agree. This is also, I feel like for Tati as well, you know, she's removing him from her life. I feel like she is cleansing herself from him. I feel like she's moving forward from the situation. I feel like his energy definitely needs to shift. I feel like James Charles, your energy is very carnal. It's very root chakra. And I feel like you have to work on elevating yourself. I know you're only 19 years old, but you really have to start focusing on other things besides boys and just speaking about just that and that kind of being your focus in life. Again, I know you're just 19 years old, but you have got to come to the realization that you're not just any bitch out here. You have a platform. You have been chosen by the powers that be to be a face. And yeah, with that comes responsibility. And you needed this lashing, honey. So now duck your head, bow down, whore. Look at the fucking floor, okay? In shame, honey, because you was acting up and acting out, and the girls have reprimanded you, honey. So yeah, now you have to be kind of shooed away, cast aside, in shame for a little bit, and
take a few months.
Maybe a year. Maybe come back at like 23. You know, and I know, but so yeah, so that's the Six of Swords. Now the next card is the immediate influence, and it's the Tower card.
Oh, girl.
Yes, so I feel like it's gonna be a lot that's coming. Well, this is immediate influence. So right now, honey, the Tower card is about drastic change. Yes, the lightning has destroyed the building, honey. The girls are shook. They are fleeing. James Charles, yes, you have been attacked, honey. The girls have directly lightning bolt to your shit, honey.
But I want to talk about this card too and just how amazingly symbolic it is. So in the tarot, the major arcana are like major drastic changes that happen in our life, and the Tower card is one of those changes. And it was preordained. You know, it was like even the spirits and the powers that be had this coming out for you, because in the card we see a tower, and the tower represents a concrete form of ourselves, like an idea, a dogma, a way we behave, a way we believe. And you know, as we built this tower up, though it is skyrocketing and going higher and higher and higher, it's still pretty stagnant. It's stationary. It's not moving. So, you know, we experience elevation, which you've experienced that in the ride with your career, but you haven't experienced enough movement, like moving through the world and learning the etiquettes and the cultures and things like that, and really developing on that level. So what happens is, you know, Miss Universe, she comes, bitch, because she don't like no bitch sitting pretty for too long, and she lightning bolts the building. And all the girls inside, all the jewels, all the precious regalia, all of that is literally wiped from you before your eyes. And I think that this is a moment of reflection for
Yes.
James to kind of see, like, just as easily as you can get a bitch is just the girl. Well, not easy. I know it wasn't easy, but just like you can have it and think, bitch, it's your time and you're just, no one can stand in front of you.
Right.
The girls will be right there to snatch.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. Anybody can get it, honey. Look where you at now. Look where you are at now, queen. So that is the Tower card, honey. The next card, the Goal or Destiny, is Temperance.
Honey, check it out here at Rena's Team. Temperance.
Go ahead.
This is Temperance. This card in the depiction, we have an angel who has one foot planted on the earth and one foot dipped into the waters, the waters of our soul, the earth of our bodies, our temples, and they are holding up these scales of balance. No, they're holding up two chalices and they're ebbing and flowing the vital forces, the yin and yang, that vital energy within themselves. They are in temperance. That means they have a balance with their darkness and their light. And James, I feel like, again, going back to this tower situation, this needed to happen for you. And I think a lot of you girls, everybody listening, it's kind of like, even Tati, because you had this idea in your mind about James too with the tower card. You thought he was going to develop this way, and then you see, and you were exposed to his true character and his true nature, the immaturity that is him at that age. And so you had to pull away. That idea that you had of him had to be shattered. And now you're in this place of temperance, of kind of rebalancing yourself and, seeing it for what it really is and kind of balancing your energies. But definitely for James, girl, you're going to have to, you're going to have to do some soul searching. Call Raina Peace, bitch. We do cleansings over here, girl, okay? You need a cleansing, girl. You need a cleansing. A full back to front cleansing, honey. So what are you picking up with the temperance card?
With this temperance card, I feel like this is saying, and I was saying this earlier with the whole like him being root chakra focused, and I feel like he needs to cleanse and balance himself out. And I feel like this temperance card is kind of saying that he is going to mature. I feel like he is going to learn from this. I feel like he is going to balance out. I know it seems like difficult, and I don't even believe it myself when I'm saying it right now, but I feel like he is going to mature. He is going to learn how to behave in a public setting and how to treat people and how to communicate, and his ideals of a partner or relationships, or because you can't for your entire life be about, oh, boys, 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 and turning out boys, or like things like that. I mean, I guess you can be that kind of person, but I feel like
hopefully it'll be just a phase.
It'll hopefully,
hopefully.
And from this card, I feel like it hopefully is. It's giving me a leaning towards that it probably is going to be a phase, and he is going to mellow out as far as like that. And I feel like this was a wake up call, because if you're going to be in this industry and be a face of $1 million brand and be a millionaire and be a public figure, you can't be like the regular girls out here dipping and doing it. You have to dip and do it more discreetly and more tactfully, and cover your ass more if you're going to be doing more like type of shit. So that's the temperance card. The next card is the distant past, and it's the King of Chalices. Now, what are you seeing with this distant past, King of Chalices?
The distant past being the King of Chalices, I feel like possibly what she would have connected more with as far as a role model might have been a gay man. I know, she found it with Tati, and she really found that sort of motherhood, and kind of like that mother goose kind of, I'll take you under, and they really did a lot for him. They really did a lot for him, but I think he would have been better understood and possibly better navigated had he had an older gay man who had been through it, maybe was in the same industry, but kind of was more the mentor for him. Or maybe that's who he needs to surround himself with. Well, this is just the past, so it's kind of like,
well, but you know what? Mm-hmm.
She needs like a father figure who is, because the king of childhood, he's walking in his masculinity now. Let's not shit on it. But he is also in tune with empathy. He is also in tune with, it's not bravado. It's not all bravado. It's not like he has anything to prove to anyone. It's more so like he's lived it. He can be gentle in sharing the lesson that he learned. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I think he would have been better in understanding James's phase right now. Like the boys, all the boys. So bitch, when I was 19, girl, I was about the boys. Okay? Like queen, like where are they? You know what I'm saying? Like that's, I think, you know, anyone at that age, you're still going through your, like puberty just hit you, bitch, only 2 years ago. You're hot. You're beaming right now, queen. So, you know, it's a lot of, like my sister said, like root and sacral chakra overload. And trust, it's possibly the D that she has been getting, you know, it's like a drug to her. You know, like, damn, what's new? What's next? What else can I have? So I feel she needed like a man. She needed a man to be that sort of voice of grounding her in her past growing up. What are you picking up with this card?
Well, you know, with these gay older men, a lot of them are so competitive and so catty that they probably wouldn't have wanted to take a young James under their wing, you know, because they'll feel like, oh, he will usurp me, and you know, I'm the supreme, and you know, all of this. So a lot of times it's easier for a woman to take in a younger gay boy, you know, because it's just that whole mother type of energy. So there's that, you know, a lot of times these older men don't even want to take a young bitch in, you know what I'm saying? So, and I was kind of picking up with this with this king of chalice's energy, that possibly this is the other James, which is the husband of Tati, because she was saying in the video that, you know, James, and a lot of things that you were saying, a lot of the qualities that you were saying about the king, I feel like Tati's husband has. And yes, he was not, you know, like, oh my God, like his best friend, or like, you know, but I kind of feel like that man probably was helping him out.
He helped him a lot. Like she helped him like hours and hours.
Yeah, hours and hours. So this king of
empathy and understanding and time. So yeah, I think you're right.
This might be because, you know, that the other James is kind of being left out. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's kind of the reading saying like he's a part of this too. You know, this man, he's not in the video. We don't know how he feels, but he's definitely talking to his wife. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's kind of the spirit's kind of giving like, okay, you know, that James, he's a part of this too, and you know, he was an influence for this young man and helping him out, you know, and putting him on and looking for the best as far as like money wise for James to you know, do the contracts and things like that. So I feel like this king of chalices energy probably is the other James, so Tati's husband.
Very good.
So yeah, so the next card is the recent, and it's the Seven of Pentacles. So what do you see with this?
I feel like this is talking about James's kind of come up, you know, waiting to see his fruits grow, but a lot of people possibly around him, and even him knowing within himself that he had the potential to bear fruit. You know what I'm saying? Because, and we talk about this, I think we spoke about this in our last reading, you know, for you to get anything in this life and in this world, you have to believe it is already yours. You have to believe through all of the good, the bad, the setbacks, because in the 7, this talks about waiting. This talks about the coin not actually being ripe enough for you to take, but it's coming. Just like with Raina seeds, honey, we're gonna take all the time that we need, bitch. We got 200, 300 of you girls right now. Next year, bitch, it may be 3,000. And the year after that, and we'll just be okay with the steadiness of our own growth because it's our lane. So I think James, she does. I mean, here she is. So, girl, you had that potential. Like, you've always had that potential. The coin was always, not always, but, it's what the destiny aligned to be for you.
She had, exactly.
Now, where Tati comes into this and plays into this.
Now that you say,
give me your theme.
now that you say, and now that you say that, Queen, now that you say about Tati, honey, we can move on to the next card, which is the future influence.
So you don't want to touch Miss 7
I think
at
you
all?
got her. I think you got her just right.
Okay.
We can move on to the next because you brought up Tati, so I just want to take it to the next card because you brought her up. It's funny that you do because the next card is the future influence, honey, and she is Miss Queen of Swords.
Oh.
So I definitely feel like this is Tati. And I definitely feel like Tati is going to be behind the scenes, honey. James Charles coming for you. And I feel like you're going to have a hard time making deals. I feel like Tati is going to, behind the scenes, blacklist you. I feel like you're blacklisted. She already has. Tati's going to war, honey. And guess what? She got that husband, which is, he's king of chalices, but he's king of chalices too for his wife. Okay. And that man knows about contracts. He knows about this and that. So I feel like she has more of a pull than you have in that community. So with this Queen of Swords, Tati could look all peaceful and all soft and just well put together, all of this, but honey, behind the scenes, that is a warrior.
That is a planning woman.
Yes, and she is cutthroat. She will please destroy you. So yeah, she's gonna make it hard for you.
Yeah, I think you got an enemy, honey, and it's very much like I said. And also with this Queen of Swords energy, what the sword in the tarot, it talks about the element of air and the element of communication and logic and law and truth and receipts, honey. So receipts. So James,
James,
you. I think James, take your break, honey. Bow out to the shadows for a year. Come back in contact with Tati later, and really try to amend that because you don't want as much as you left with her for her to use against you. You don't want to make an enemy out of her.
Yeah,
you don't.
Yeah, you don't want
that. She's already in the video, and I found this she's already in the video. Weaponize, your exploits, what you enjoy doing, and there was also this hint of and Tati, I'm gonna just have to call a spade, bitch. I feel like you very much knew how to wordplay, to draw ire, to something that I feel like you were definitely good with the wordplay. You were definitely good with the wordplay, and really, I'm not saying how you felt was invalid or that you weren't being honest or authentic or anything like that. But again, if this was simply about the Sugar Bear incident, and him just, disrespecting you and kind of shattering your trust because you guys had a relationship, you did so much for him and you wouldn't expect him to do this, then okay, I get that. But you went a little extra when you brought in that whole thing on the side because, from what I'm understanding, because I don't follow this whole like that, but her being, the girls did say that she was allegedly with some young boys and this and that, all this type of stuff that's following the queen. But that really wasn't the topic of what everyone was talking about right now. I think people were upset with her about the Met Gala comment, which, James, your ego is just way too big, girl. Calm down. And you were upset about the Sugar Bear incident and the Coachella incident. But it's, again, like you have to face the reality too, my love. Like, that boy is like too young for you to be trying to comprehend. Like, business relationship, I love you, like, come over, this and that. But like, having her so intimately a part of your life and your family, your people from your generation and your time, your childhood friends.
You know what? Maybe Tati could have done more to shut the shit down. Maybe like the first time that James mentioned one of his exploits, you should have shut him down, Tati. Like, listen, James Charles, I really don't want to talk about this. I don't feel comfortable about having this type of conversation, and that's not what I live, honey. I'm a married woman, and I just, you should have just shut that shit down. But I feel like a part of you liked the key. You liked hearing the stories and clutching
because
your
you
pearls.
girls do like to sit over there in theatrics now. Let's not play like you girls don't sit and you take on the lingo and you take on the language with your sister and play and tea and all this. And it's like, Tati, you do live it.
She was living for it. She was living for it.
Yeah, you live a very like I'm not saying conservative, but like Queen of Swords is very well put together. She's articulate with her words. She doesn't really sway from her character or show signs of weakness or like bad behavior because she knows the power that she has. So like when someone like we'll say James is like a page of chalices or something, or like a page of wands even comes along, it's like, because I've had a friend like that. I've had a girlfriend who was wealthy and she was older, and me and my friends, we used to go like hang out with her, and she would come to the clubs with us, to the gay clubs, and honey, she would get her life. She would revel in the youth of our vitality. She would revel in that because that was not her norm, and even back in her day, that was not a norm. So I do think a part of you really enjoyed it and you reveled in it, even though it was shocking and so obscene and things like that. Girl, you was there, bitch. You were living for it too, queen. So let's not act like really holier than thou, really, really holier than thou. But I do understand, again, where she's coming from. She's traditional, so that's like weird to her.
She said it made her want to vomit.
Vomit.
So yes, James Charles, you had no business telling that woman anything about yourself, and the fact that you were even that comfortable to speak to her family members in a upscale setting says to me that you talk to Tati a lot because about that shit, because and she keep with you because you know what I'm saying, like that kind of gave him the avenue to feel like he could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like she opened the door for that shit. I feel like that's what happened. You opened the door for it, and he took it too far. Okay, and the shit got discovered that's what he does by other people. He spilled the tea, but you knew the shit before the shit got over there to them. You know what I'm saying? So you had to kind of clean up your image because now you're feeling like he might affect your brand because you will be complicit in what he's doing because you know what I'm saying? So I feel like she had to wash her hands of him now because she has this tea. It was your mistake, James Charles, to even give her this tea to have as a weapon, okay? Because at the end of the day, this woman is about her brand. So if anything has the threat of tarnishing her shit, her sparkly, polished brand, honey, she's gonna cut it out.
That's right.
So yeah, that's the Queen of Swords. The next card is about the questionnaire, and it's the Devil card.
Oh, girl. James, girl.
Listen, these cards, girl, these cards. Raina Tees is no joke.
Raina Tees, honey, get your readings, girl. We're trying to tell you, honey. Yeah. These cards, they speak over here. James, Queen, listen, the Devil card. Girl. I don't feel like you. Girl.
Queen. Honey, the spirits are not here for you. The spirits are spilling all your tea. The spirits know, Queen. Devil. Devil. Yeah. That is the card that they chose for you.
Girl. That is your spot, Queen, right now. James, like you are really licking. You're really bitch, you are full on cavities right now. You are
Yes.
eating the candy store. Like, bitch, you
That's
didn't
that
come in there and just take
delicious,
one
honey.
lollipop. You came in there and you wanted the whole thing. Like,
oh yeah.
the devil card has its association with all our vices. Okay, all our carnal, that carnal lust, that carnal desire, that carnal vein. Like, your vices are just off the chain right now. And like the goal of Destiny said, bitch, you need temperance, okay? You need to call Ring of Keys and let us get a cleansing box shipped to you right away, Queen. Like,
yes,
right now, okay?
Yes.
Cleansing. Because
Clean.
your vices are really ruling your whole being right now. You know, like you're overdone in the gluttony, you're overdone in the lust, you're overdone in the envy, and just all those with the seven deadly sins. Like, you're watching it, sweetie, and it's like until you see the light of kind of like retribution in a way, and just kind of learn to not for the gram, not for not for the views, not for the public apologies, no, for you, sis, like, for sister, you need to take the Six of Swords boat trip away from the island, from the chief, from the kids. Like, take a trip out of America, bitch. Go to Bali, okay? Like, go to Bali, girl. Spend like 2 weeks there. No phone,
boys, no trade,
no boys, not even no Bali boy, no phone, no nothing. Just you, and really taking this time to actualize your life, because I think you've been living too fast in the fantasy world of the devil card. You know that it's a scary card to say, but in all actuality, it's what most of us kind of, I don't want to say daydream about, but it's just like where it's Wonderland. You know, it's Wonderland. It's with the falling pills and the drinks and the candy and the boys and the laughter and those fabulous nights. So I'm feeling like you're high as hell sitting on top of the world, you know, with that chair next to you that you don't pay 10 stacks for, girl, for the night. Like, that's the devil, you know, just being too far into materialistic, worldly things. So it's time for you to, like, come back, girl, or you're going to be chained and you're going to continue to metamorphosize and change into that. You become that. Like Tati said, like, you're changing. You know, the thing, all of that has done that to you. So the cards and the spirits definitely have seen that. What are you seeing,
I mean, yeah, the devil card, he is obsessed. He is just enthralled in the peen. Okay? And I feel like Tanti's not wrong. Yes, you know, the things that she said, you know, about exposing and all of that shit, I feel like it was extra and not about the root of the issue. But I feel like it did expose.
She's not wrong.
She's not wrong about it. And the spirits are over here confirming it, girl. Like, you are very root chakra. Queen. Yes. Root chakra. You about dick sucking, okay? A throat expert. That young mouth special. That is what you is about. And that's okay. But it don't have to be for the whole world to know. Not in excess,
queen. Not in excess.
And it's not for the world to know. But if it's gonna be in excess, bitch, be smart about it, honey. Be smart about it. And keep that shit on the low, girl. Like, what's next? Recordings of videos? You know what I'm saying? It's like you're already over here tweeting about it. You tweeting about it over here, giving the girls explicit details at dinner parties, girl. What's next? Are you gonna be doing it in the fucking corner at the fucking party? Is that what's next, queen? Because that's how this devil card is looking, girl. Like, if that's what you about. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you brands out there, y'all need to be more selective of who the fuck you choose to be over here promoting your motherfucking brand. Like, honestly, I feel like if I was to be chosen or some shit like that, like, I would put it all on the table. Like, listen, for there to be not one thing that you hosts could say that be like, oh, we're not gonna work with you. Tell me now, bitch, because I ain't got time. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, okay, like, I am not no fucking squeaky clean, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Take me as I am, or don't take me at all. Like, because, you know, like, you're human at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But it's like these days, you just cannot move like that. You cannot, especially when you got these brands on your back, honey, because you are entitled. They are entitled to you. You are a slave to them, okay? Because that's their coin. That's not money that you made. That's your hard-earned money. And even at a fucking 9 to 5, girl, you have to watch what you say because the girls will come for you. Like right now, the internet is power hungry, and that's also with the devil card because I feel like people are obsessed with destroying and trying to comfort you and trying to find receipts and trying to look into your past and bringing that shit to the front, and over here, guaranteeing that you don't work again, guaranteeing that you don't make no money, trying to block money. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you have to deal with that now, James. You have to, because Tati is on that ass, honey, and she's not letting go. So you're gonna have to reevaluate your whole motherfucking situation. So
let her know.
Yes. So that's the devil card. Now the next card is the environmental factors, and maybe this is a glimpse of light, at the end of the dark tunnel. But it's the Knight of Pentacles. So, what are you seeing with this and the environmental factors? The Knight
of Pentacles.
Yeah.
I feel like this is kind of saying, and this is the environmental factor.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel like maybe this is saying that it is somebody is supporting him still? That is some type of support in the background right now?
I was gonna say, this kind of is saying a few things, that either he is going to mature into his money, or that the brand might pull out. Because the Knight of Pentacles, he's about spreading, his seed, honey. He's in the depiction. He's about going and traveling and making further resources out of different venues across seas. He kind of can bring business to almost anywhere, basically. He can make business or grow or bring fertility to almost anything that he touches or anywhere that he goes. The Knights are usually representing mobility. They represent youth, kind of a little older than the Pages. The Pages are kind of like, oh, I got this new power. What do I do with it now? You're not in that position anymore. You were there at 17, 18, 20. You're 19 now, going into 2021. Like, you really need to kind of mature a little bit into your coin. And I think you need to be a little bit more, not to say that you're not about your coin because you made it this far, but it's like, go just get your coin, get you a dog, girl, get your cute little dog, girl. Have your close little friends and like put the boys down for a little while. Like put those boys down, because I'm telling you, girl, they are nothing but trouble.
Or just get you one. What's the problem? Just one.
Buy one. Yeah, just get one and be like, okay, like listen, you're gonna live here. We're gonna do this and like. Get you a matchmaker, girl. Get you a matchmaker.
Girl, just get you one, honey. And if he acts up, bitch, next. And then you get another one. But just have it one. And if it's two, girl, I don't know. Just don't talk to people about your business, because do what the fuck you want to do, honey. If you want to have threesomes or whatever the fuck, with identified straight men, honey, that's your motherfucking business, because they're adults. But don't talk to conservatives.
And that's what I wanted to make out, too. It's like, no one's being like, in this situation where James Charles is propositioning someone to quote unquote give up or switch teams for the
Tati has a problem with that, though. Tati has a problem with straight men.
But they're grown.
But she's had, but I'm not. But I'm just saying she has the issue with that. This woman has an innate issue with straight men being like attacked. That's the only word I could say. I mean, she has an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? That's her. Like, James Charles should not be talking to her about that. If that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that is
right.
That's just the problem that I have with it. It's like,
James, like, handle your business. Just
handle your business and keep it to yourself. Stop running your fucking mouth to conservative 36-year-old women, girl. Come on.
We don't know
that girl never did that. She never lived that life. What do you think she's gonna respond to? How do you think? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think? What do you think them people at her event was gonna think? Like, I just don't get where your mind is. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are your friends that are your age? You feel me? Like, what are they talking to you about? Like, what are y'all learning from each other?
That's what they're talking about, though. That is what they're talking about. At 19,
yeah, but
that is
that girl is, but that woman is not, is 35.
19-year-old friends, Queen, right?
But she's talking to a 35-year-old who's twice her age.
And you need to, and that's what she makes a mistake. So, like, the Night of Pentacles girl, just age into your money, you know, reach the next chapter, girl. Be smart.
Yes.
And be about these brands. You know, you are a brand. That's another thing, too. The Knight he's the face right now. So, you are the face, girl, of the coin and of the makeup and of the product. And that's what you had to sacrifice. You made this choice to live this life. You put in the 3 years. You made the connections. You went to the venues and the parties. You got into it. Mm-hmm. So now you cannot. It's like, if you're gonna step out of it fully and completely. And it's like, okay, bitch, I realize this is not for me. I just want a simple life. I want to be able to do what I want to do like this. And I don't know. It's gonna take time for you to not be, you know, recognized in league with your brand representation. But I mean, the girls fall off and have become has-beens all the time, so it's not like impossible. And being a has-been is, I don't say that like anything wrong. You know, a lot of people, they realize that the pressure of the industry, the pressure of the media, the pressure of the responsibility of being, you know, PC 24/7 was too much, and they got out. And you have to make that decision for you in your life. But right now, you're obligated.
Yeah.
You are obligated.
You know what? He needs to, if anything, Queen, you need to step into your controversy, Queen, and then be for the girls that are for you, honey. If you have to lose 15 million and just have 20,000 because those are the bitches that still stick by you because they love your problematic ass, then be on them, girl.
That's
be you. Like, stop being a fake bitch for money, for millions. Like, if that's what you have to lose, girl, then so be it. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for you, because if you cannot mold yourself to be that vision of what they require to maintain that life as the cover girl, as the influencer, if you don't have it to maintain that, bitch, then you have to be yourself, because it's like you're gonna go through embarrassment. You're gonna cry
anyway. You're gonna cry,
and you're gonna go through public shames and embarrassments your whole life, and having to climb mountains, then to fall all the way down. It's like, girl, why don't you just be yourself and stop chasing the fame and chasing the millions? I'm sorry, I know it's like everybody wants to be that, but it's like, it's not for everybody. If you, or just find a way to do it that you can be yourself and still make money, maybe not as much as you were with CoverGirl and them, but where you can be happy and still be controversial and still be problematic and still and have people
like we doing over here.
Yes, and have girls who support you. Here. Like, you're not PC Queen, so it's like you're gonna have to let it go, girl, because the girls are not for you. Like, you cannot play their games. You can't play ball there. It seems that you can't. You can't control your pussy. So since you can't do that, Queen, you're gonna have to be demoted. And that's what it seems, you know? So moving on to the next card is the inner emotion, and it's the 10 of Wands.
The 10 of Wands. Oh,
so
girl.
What do you see with that?
Honey, it's not going to be over for a while. Like, the girls are just going to continue to drag you. I feel like receipts are going to start coming up. James, girl, I know you done forgot a few times that you've been out and about and been, you know, Willy Wonka with the kids, girl, but the girls have receipts on you. The 10 of Wands is about carrying a heavy burden, carrying a heavy load. It's a lot. It's a lot of wands, and in the depiction, the man, you know, he's walking it, and but it's kind of like he's hunched over and he is worn out. So the girls are really here to wear you out. Yes. And really, I feel like James is carrying a lot on his shoulders. And me as a person, I mean, there are some celebrities that I don't really like. I'm indifferent to James Charles because I don't know him like that. I just kind of see him. It's like, okay, John Queen, like, just like, you know, do your thing. I don't really know. I only get glimpses of her tea and her problematic ass, and I still haven't formed an opinion of her. It's not to say that, oh, I don't like her. But I don't ever like to see people mobbed online. Like I don't revel in that to see some. I mean, I don't, to see someone publicly, because that shit, I couldn't imagine what that must be like to just have your, and like every picture, comments, would just come and comment and just cuss you out on every picture, your emails, people don't leak your phone number, people, that's really almost edge pushing, like push a person over the edge to really commit
Suicide.
something drastic,
Yeah.
drastic. And it's like Tati, like, girl, I know you're pressed, I know, this and this and that, but again, like, you don't really kind of realize how you weaponize and kind of.
She does. That's why she did it. She's Queen of Swords. She knows what she's doing.
She does, she does, she does, she does. But yeah, like this boy, he's young, girl. And them hormones, things when you're young, like things are more intensified, and when they're
Tati
that
is
age
appalled,
and they
honey. She's appalled at the
when
straight
they're backed
men.
into that corner, they do drastic things. So I'm just hoping, James, go you just ride this storm out, Queen, because it's a lot, and it is really meant to break you. Like all the heaviness, the girl is really gonna try to break you, Queen. So be strong, girl. Again, I don't know what you do behind closed doors, bitch. If you're doing it illegally, or you're wrong, or you are perpetrating, or victimizing, or being a predator, bitch, I'm not here for it, girl. I'm not. And this reading has gotten your ass together. But
sure has.
I also don't agree with the girls like coming and just this mob.
That's why you don't spill tea. That's why you don't spill tea. That's why you don't spill tea to certain girls, honey.
Right.
But it's a lesson. It's a lesson, girl. So
learn it.
Yes. So the last card, the final result, and this has double meaning for me because it means one thing in the Rider Waite and another in the African deck. And the final result is the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands in the regular Rider Waite, it does give a certain amount of hope because it's a young man. He's standing, I think, like on the balcony, and he has like the world, like the globe in his hand, and it's kind of like he's planning on his next move, or he's planning on his dominance of the world, or like what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this could be alluding to in the final result, as far as like James having a second opportunity, or him planning on how to rebrand himself, or how to put a foot back in, not to completely just kind of like leave, or just kind of be ghost forever. I feel like this is kind of like a part two to the movie. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's probably like James, possibly rebranding, or because African deck has a different meaning, which is about psychic attack and being attacked, and having fears for the future, and being uncertain, and not really knowing what's going to happen next, and feeling like this is overwhelming and that you cannot take it, and just feeling a lot of sadness and depression. So maybe it's both meanings. Maybe he is going to go through all of these things, but there might be a possibility for another chance for him to make it. So what are you saying?
I absolutely agree. I think you hit it perfectly with the double meaning, and it being the Two of Wands. I think she will come back from this. People of that caliber, they either are made or broken, and a lot of them they remake themselves again. She might pull a Taylor Swift, girl. Taylor, the girls were like, oh, this and that. They were here to cancel her. They were here to cancel Cardi B. They were here to cancel a lot of girls, and these girls are still here. So it's like, I feel like James might get that chance again. But right now, she needs to go. You apologize to Tati. I think you just need to really 6 of swords out of this bitch for at least a couple of a month. A month where you just hand your social media over to, hire a bitch and have them don't even look at that stuff. Don't even, because your sights need to be on what's in front of you and over the horizon, not looking down at your phone. Which, even in the Two of Wands, the world is in his hand, but he's not really looking at it. It's like he knows it's there. He knows the opportunity is there, but he's still looking over the horizon. So I think it's like you also too have to navigate which world is actually important. For me, you know, I could have taken that route. You know, I have modeled, bitch. I have been in magazines. I have, you know, given statements.
Girl, been on television, girl. You've been on television.
Been on television, yes, girl. So it's like I've been that, and I saw what it was asking of me to become, and what would have been demanded of me had I taken that route. And I was just like, no, that's not authentic to who I am. I still want to have some integrity. I still want to be, you know, able to talk my shit and cuss my language and bitch act bad and be bougie over here on this side whenever I want to. So this is the outlet that is for me. So James, I feel like, has to find her lane. You know, she's not going to be able to fit the mold for everyone. And it's like, bitch, if you want to be this PC hoe and you want to get your brands and you want to get your deals, you need to keep your mouth closed. But if not, you want to be problematic, then let the shit go and don't give a fuck about what these hoes are talking about over here.
Right.
You know, but still respect your relationships and still give honor to those who did sacrifice a lot and pave the way and help you out, because honestly, I do believe Tati really was in your corner. That woman had a lot of footage of you guys together, and just, I mean, the woman was showing clips and clips and clips and clips and clips of like James Charles palette, James Charles this, oh my God, James Charles, he's here, he's
at the
my
wedding. She was like,
girl,
she was like, I can't even look at the wedding video no more because of this motherfucker.
That sucks. That sucks. That sucks. So I think, you know, really your main goal right now is to kind of find that temperance, leave these motherfucking boys alone for a little bit, leave it alone, girl, just leave it alone, and you need to give Tati a little time to heal and process. She's going to act out, okay? She may come out with further, she may, you know, it may, or whatever, she may do some hurtful things.
And she may try to block you, bitch. You need to come to Tati like a dog with the tail between the legs, honey, and just really reassure this woman. You need to reassure this woman and really apologize.
The public apology is, like, that's not enough. Like, I feel like give her time, and then you need to reach out to her and really, like, apologize. And
like, to
really
her
try
face.
to make
like, go to her house. You need to be in her motherfucking closet, bitch. Having closet talk. In her motherfucking closet, bitch. Crying your eyes out. To this woman. Okay? Yes. And she'll forgive you. She'll forgive you. She will. But she'll never forget.
I think if she sees actual, like, you making the progress and the steps to change, because James, girl, you do need to change, queen.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, girl, we under the LGBT, we understand, girl. You know, your taste and this and that, whatever. But girl, like, you still need to, like, temper your shit out, because girl, you're carnal as fuck. Like, you're really carnal, girl. It's not a good look.
Yes.
So that is our reading and our complete analysis. I mean, girl, this was probably like an hour show. We may split her and maybe just give the reading.
No, these girls will get it all. They'll get it all. These girls get it all.
Yeah. You girls will sift through every minute. Yes. Let us know what you think about the reading. Let us know if you've been honey, we just was exposed to this. Was like, girl, look, she's topic key. Let's get into it. Let's give readings. Let's kiki and debacle about it. We have no dog in the fight. But there is a lesson to be reaped and learned from all of this. And James, girl, it's time to get the pencil in the pad.
Yes, ma'am.
And get to writing.
Yes, ma'am.
So with that, we will see you guys in the next one. If you are looking for a reading yourself, check out our Big Cartel shop information down in the description box below.
Yes.
Both which on the line, giving you the real tea.
That's right.
And we will catch you guys in the next one.